Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and I am here to give you your eclipse message. So we have the full moon eclipse in Taurus on October 28th at 3:16 p.m. Central Time. And so obviously this is going to affect Taurus, okay? We're looking at the last and final eclipse of the Taurus-Scorpio axis, which has been going on for the better part of 2 years. And you may have noticed while the North Node was in Taurus and the South Node was in Scorpio, whatever house that fell in for you, you noticed some like major shifts and changes that occurred in your life because Uranus was also in Taurus, right? And Uranus is the planet of sudden revelations, great awakenings, major shifts and changes, right? So, okay, we're going to go ahead and see. Taurus is a collective. This has been going on in your first house, but of course you want to look at your natal chart to find out more specifically based on your rising sign what house this falls in for you. Like for me specifically, it's been in my 8th house for the past 2 years. Okay, so anyway, it's been a really interesting ride for sure. And I'm a Libra rising. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut these decks and we're going to go ahead and grab some oracle messages for you. Oh, look, your first one out is manifestation and death. Oh, wow. But look, the magician is on the bottom of the deck. We actually have to take it, and then release is underneath that. So it's like you're releasing the things that have been blocking you or holding you back in your life, which this could just be aspects of yourself, aspects of the way that you think, people in your life, etc. We always go through periods in our life where we get stuck. That's just part of life. And then it's like we elevate as individuals and we go through the shedding process, or we perpetuate the same cycles over and over again. Like, honestly. But I'm definitely getting here, Taurus, that you are working your magic. You're working your magic. There are things that you're going to be needing to release. Okay, I'll mess with those in a minute. Oops. Forgot to take those. Okay, let's get some of these. All right, this one is calling to me, but this was the top of the deck. So we're going to... Oh, wow, twin flame. Interesting. Okay, so for some of you, like this, okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at new cycles that are beginning for you because this is closing out a chapter, right? So a new cycle for some of you could be a twin flame. Not everybody believes in twin flames, and so I'm not going to go too much into that narrative. But what I will talk about is how, you could be attracting a true love story, okay? Okay, we love that. For Taurus, you got the 9 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the Empress. All right, let's get a couple of these. You have openness and potential. And let's get, I don't know, maybe one of these. The hexagram and Jupiter. Okay, we got 2. And look, Sagittarius. It was interesting because I saw this card whenever I was shuffling. Like, this card stuck out to me. Sagittarius energy. And like we've been talking about before, like there could be like a strong influence of a person who is a Sagittarius in your life, or somebody who has a strong, prominent Sagittarian placement. But additionally, like I've been seeing for Taurus, there was something about like the way that Sagittarius moves that could be very inspiring for Taurus in this time of your life. Like you're just, I don't know, you're feeling more like you want to be more like a Sagittarius. Like just, like we've talked about before, Sagittarians tend to be the kind of people, I know 2 of my best friends are Sagittarians. They tend to be the kind of people who act now and think later. Like they really do. It's like they're more inclined to just, take a risk and just go for it and and just think about, like, they're spontaneous. They're the ones that are like, you know what, I'm gonna suddenly decide to fly to, you know, another country just on a whim. Like, that's them, right? They don't really like think about, they don't plan. They don't do too much planning, okay? And maybe that's part of the message for you here, is that, you know, you may need to not be so much into like planning and looking at the how and why of your manifestations, like how they're going to happen or why or when even, and more just like look at them in terms of like, I'm just open to them. I'm open to receiving them. I'm just going to sit back and they're going to happen for me. Or or energetically, like, focus on the things that bring you fulfillment and happiness, and just like allow things to come to you, you know what I mean? Instead of being like methodical and practical and, you know, that kind of energy. Now you have stay weird, which I love that because that's right above Jupiter, which is Sagittarius, the ruler of Sagittarius. But like, I'm definitely getting the sense that like, the universe is telling you that it's time to leave behind any burdens that have been like interfering with your ability to be your most authentic self. Okay. And sometimes that happens for us. Like, so I know for me in my life, there have been periods of my life where I felt like I could not be authentically me in certain friendships, in certain relationships. There were certain family members that didn't even really see the real Lolo. Like, they just did not see the all of me because I was hiding in plain sight, right? And definitely what I'm getting here for you, it's like, let your freak flag fly. Like, be your weird self. Be who you are. Be unabashedly you know? And I know I get some comments of people saying, I don't care what people think. You know what? I used to think that I didn't care what people thought too, but then there were periods of my life that I realized that even on a subconscious level, I was still trying to align with what I thought I was supposed to do. And so I would really encourage you to dive in and see if that is the case for you as well. Because sometimes there are patterns of moving in life that we have, or thinking and being that we have, that we're not even fully aware of. Awareness is key, right? You are definitely releasing a lot in your life. But for you, Taurus, I feel like it's not necessarily on a physical level, it's on an emotional level. Like, you're releasing the baggage that's standing in the way. Now, for some of you, if this is a new love story, you're releasing the baggage of the past. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you've been hanging on to a person. I know I haven't. But you could be hanging on to, you know, the challenges of that connection and the damage that connection did, you know, or even hanging on to the fear of trusting somebody again, or the fear of, you know, putting yourself out there again. Like, you could have been holding yourself back because, you know, you didn't ever want to get like blindsided again, or, you know, betrayed, tricked, whatever, you know, hurt again, right? And so you are releasing that. And I definitely get the sense that you're standing up in this very powerful, very incredible version of you, where you just freaking know who you are. So I want to kind of break it down, because like sometimes like I get the cards on the table and then I just start looking at it like generally speaking. So I want to look at the Magician right there. So with the Magician, obviously, like, the Magician has the wand, and with the manifestation right here, I'm kind of getting the sense, because it's a bunny, I feel like the manifestations that you have been, you know, like speaking out to the universe, like, you know, and I'm really getting that it could have to do with the last eclipse, with this eclipse cycle, or maybe even the last Taurus eclipse, because of the fact that you have the sun and the full moon. So when was the last full moon in Taurus eclipse? I can't remember. I know that there was one at the end of 2021, but I'm trying to think if there was one in 2022. I mean, I know that there was a Taurus eclipse, but I'm like, I guess it would have been about this time of year. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So it could have been like even like a year ago or 2 years ago around eclipse time that you were manifesting something or asking for something, and there was like, I feel like a little bit of a delay because it looked like there was a transformational process that you had to go through in your life with this death card right here and this release. It looked to be like there were things on an emotional level that were serving as hindrances for your manifestations, okay? But because the bunny is here, I'm seeing that actually your manifestation is multiplying. Like, I feel like it's actually going to be bigger than you were expecting or imagining or hoping for or wishing for, like, totally. And with this, like, openness and this 9 of Cups right here, it says laziness on it. I'm getting the sense that, like, this could be a vacation that you've been wanting to take, or just, like, you know, just time off, like being able to just soak in the goodness of life. Like we talked about a few readings ago, like the sweetness of life, you know? And so I feel like you're kind of getting to that point where you're going to be able to soak it in. Like you're going to soak in what you've been manifesting, what you've been asking for. Okay. With this yes card, if you came to this reading and you had a question in mind, something that you were wondering about, the answer is yes, absolutely. If it had to do with a love story or a twin flame, absolutely. Okay, now, so this hexagram right here, I feel like this is basically like guarding you against any negative energies that have been trying to or will be trying to impact what you've asked for, that you were getting a yes for, okay? Now, I'm looking back here with this burden, and it's the 6 of Swords. So I'm getting the sense that like there could have been a twin flame connection or a soulmate connection or a past connection, maybe that you thought was your twin flame. But I feel like you have been maybe a little disgruntled about that situation, because I mean, with this, like if we leave the twin flame narrative out and I just go into the whole like initial like energy, right? Like where you met this person, you felt so connected, you felt like, you know, like you just understood each other on a soul level, like it was just truly incredible. It just felt so magical, like something out of a movie, right? And then it unfolded into something that left a bitter taste in your mouth, right? Regardless of what this person was to you, like if you consider them a soulmate, twin flame, or just a partner or a lover, whatever. But that's the kind of energy that I'm getting, right? It's like that at first it just felt so freaking magical. And I feel like you've been a little disgruntled about it because of the fact that you felt, like I said before, you kind of felt blindsided. You were like, what even happened here? Like, you know, you just ended up feeling like your head was spinning because you just like didn't understand how like something could be so night and day, you know, in one person, or how one person could be so night and day, or how one situation could just like go from one extreme to another. And it could have happened very quickly and really just kind of, I feel like, left you feeling disenchanted, like, because then you just got to this point where you were like, I don't even know if I can believe that anybody is good, because people are apparently so good at putting their best face on, you know, showing me their best characteristics, and, you know, hiding their true selves, or hiding just falsely representing themselves, you know, and because of that, I feel like you've been a little bit like, you've gotten to a point now where it's like where you're trying to see beyond the mask with anybody that comes into your life, because you don't want that to happen to you again, right? And so anyway, I feel like you've looked back long enough to try to understand. Maybe not look back because you wanted that individual, but you just look back to try to understand, like, why? Like, why did this happen, and how did I not see it, or why did I allow this to happen? Like, I feel like you've processed it enough, honestly. Like, I feel like, it's dead at this point. Like, everything, like, it's over. It's just a non-issue now. Like, you've processed it enough, right? And because of that, you have an opportunity for a new connection to come in. Now, it does say true love stories never have an ending. It can be about somebody returning, but I don't really want to go into that energy because I don't really see a lot of that here. Okay, as we pull more tarot, like, we may, but right now I don't see that. Okay. So I feel like you were being protected from this person. I feel like the universe removed this person out of your life, and you were meant to release this person because this person helped you step into your Empress energy, helped you regardless of your gender. And the Empress just loves herself. She lives and breathes abundance, right? And because of that, she's not going to stay in a negative vibration. Like, because she knows that's blocking her abundance, right? So with somebody who, has two faces, or somebody who, misrepresents themselves, or somebody who, shows up and just love bombs the crap out of you and then becomes like this total monster, like, overnight, the Empress isn't going to stick around for any of that. Like, she's just really not, because it's only going to drain her vibration. And look at all this beautiful energy that the Empress is in. Like, she is surrounded by life. She is life, And I feel like you became more of this energy because of what you went through, because you had enough, because you were defeated and tired, of the same old patterns in your life. You were just fed up. And I feel like, Taurus, you knew that you were meant for something greater. Like, I really do. And regardless of what part of your life that's in, whether it's in relationships or just, in career, in your life, like, I feel like ultimately you stepped into an energy where you knew that you were meant for something greater. And that's why you have this Jupiter energy right here as well. It's like you were meant to release this, whatever the situation was, or just, like I said, it could have been a generational pattern that just kept playing out in your life in terms of relationships, or like the surrounding issues that come up whenever you're in a relationship that you noticed about yourself and how you show up, and maybe how you overgive your energy, or how you put yourself on the back burner, or how you stay and put up with way more than you should ever put up with because you don't want to give up on something that you've invested so much time in. All of that is very Taurian, right? And I feel like because Taurus is really, really don't put too much investment in something unless they feel like it's a worthwhile investment. And so this person in your past showed up as somebody who was a worthwhile investment and then utterly disappointed you, right? And because of that, it really awakened you, like, it really helped you grow spiritually, emotionally, just mature so much that you realize how valuable your energy is. And maybe that makes you different. Maybe because of that, you find that it's a little challenging to connect with like lots of people. Maybe you have found, honestly, that your circle has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller because you just don't seem to be on the same page with other people, right? Like you're just not in an energy where you can just BS your way through life. Like you're in a more authentic energy. And because of that, like you're just finding that it's like you feel like the weird one, because you have evolved as an individual and you have learned how to shed the energies that are really hindering you in life or draining you. Okay? And so anyway, I see here that also like you had to go through this death cycle, like a spiritual death. Okay, that's what this was. To like step into rebirth, your new potential in life. And that is amazing right there, Taurus. Wow. Okay. So what new cycles are coming in for Taurus? You have the Four of Swords. That's peace of mind right there, honey. That is rest and recovery. Like, yes. And that's what I think is really amazing, because I feel like you now have this R&R and laziness energy. So, like, that's what you're getting. Oh, I just dropped the card. That's what you're getting. And here you got the Seven of Cups. You have new opportunities. You have new doorways opening up for you. And I feel like you're in a position now where you're feeling very open to them. Like, you're just feeling open to receive. I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to tell me more, but we'll see. Five of Swords. Four of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Swords again, and the Seven of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. That's a really interesting card to have at that placement. I'm like, that's not going to go there. Okay. That's really interesting to have that card there. I got to pull up my sleeves because I'm starting to get hot. Okay. So, what I'm getting here for you too, I feel like some of you really, like we've talked about recently, like you are going to be moving homes. Okay. You're going to be going into a new home, or you're going to be moving into more stability financially in your home. Now, one thing I want to say here for you is that I feel like the cycle of healing within you that has occurred over the past 2 years, I feel like it's making it easier to manifest your desires. And I feel like because you have the Seven of Cups that came out here, I feel like it's going to be plentiful. Like, as in that there are going to be multiple manifestations that start to come into your reality. And one of them, like I said, I was getting was like a vacation, stability in the home life. Excuse me. Additionally, it could honestly be releasing yourself from generational cycles. Okay, like an example of that is, like, say if you come from a long line of single mothers, struggling single mothers, and you in this life have determined that you are going to break that cycle. However you break that cycle, whether you end up in a long-term like committed partnership that is stable and secure, or you become wealthy enough that you're not a struggling single mother, okay? But like something of that nature. Now, additionally, I'm also getting the sense that, I have to say this, but I feel like some of you, because the Four of Wands came out under the twin flame energy, and I really don't do a lot of twin flame readings because it's kind of a heavy energy, but because it showed up, I'm gonna say it. I feel like for some of you, there could be a resurgence based off of these two cards of something from the past, like that is a twin flame type energy. But several of my commenters have said that they're not interested in past energy, so I really don't want to go too much into that message. Now, I kind of want to see a little bit more about tell me more about the Seven of Cups, please. You have the Nine of Wands, the Hanged Man. Oh my goodness. You know what's happening for you, Taurus, is, the Seven of Swords was in reverse. Okay, so what's happening for you is that, like I said before, it's not necessarily going to be about something specific for you in terms of your manifestations. The message seems to be more in alignment with, how do I put this? Excuse me. It seems to be more in alignment with the delays in your manifestations, the blockages that were triggered by, deep emotional wounds, or just deep, like patterns of thinking, or just blockages that you had within your own energy. With the Seven of Swords energy, like just ways that you denied yourself of your manifestations, whether realized or not. Like, this to me is all on a subconscious level. Those are removed. So your manifestations are going to be coming much easier for you now. Like, I'm definitely getting a lot of easy energy right here, because you have this Four of Swords and this laziness / Nine of Cups card, right? Another thing that you're needing to be aware of is that I feel like, because the things that you're asking for, you are getting a yes about, you will be facing adversity. And what I want to say about that is, like, every time that, you reach a pinnacle of success in whatever fashion, somebody always has some crap to say. Like, I swear, everybody always thinks that they just have a right to an opinion about your life. And it's just like you get a new house, right? You get a new house. And then you have people who are complaining about the fact that you're moving out of the neighborhood, or that you're moving to a different city, or, like, oh, well, I wouldn't move in here. Like, there's just too much work that needs to be done. Or, if it's a new house, it's just kind of basic. Like, I don't know if it's for me. You know what I mean? Like, like, what? I don't understand what makes people think that they have a right to be nasty. Like, honestly, like, I just feel like, be kind to people, which I have to tell you really quick now that I'm on that subject. I don't mind the negative comments down in my feed, or down on my videos, but if you comment something that's abusive to me, or you're trying to tear me down, like I'm not just a human being, I will hide your comments and keep you from being able to comment on my page, because that's just unnecessary. Like, it's just, I'm a human being. Do you forget that? Like, anyway, so yeah, like, if I don't like somebody's content or videos, I just keep scrolling. I don't try to tear them down just because I'm dissatisfied or triggered, right? So anyway, I feel like that could be a message for me right here, because it's like, whenever something starts to really develop for you, there's always going to be like a negative force that comes at you, right? But because the hexagram is here, I feel like you are being protected from this negative force, okay? Now, let's see here. Tell me more about the Four of Wands, please. I don't know. Okay, it was this one. You have the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of soul searching. Soul searching to find out what it is that you were really wanting in terms of a home life, in terms of stability, the Queen of Pentacles, in terms of financial stability in your career. I feel like, because of the fact that, this twin energy is here with the Six of Swords, you could have been in two minds about what you wanted to do, right? And I feel like now you're going to be feeling like you're more sure about what that is for you. And because of that, you are going to be moving into that energy, taking action on that energy, seeing things really fall into place for you. I get the sense like that there's been a lot of confusion. Like, I really do. The Seven of Cups, like, I feel like the Five of Swords, I just kind of get the sense that there's been a period in your life where you've just been like, I don't know what I want to do. Or you had several things that you are good at that you want to do, but it's like just trying to get the wheels in motion to do, one of those things, then another thing, right? Like I was just talking to a friend yesterday, like I have so many things. Like, I feel like I was born an entrepreneur. I really do. Like, it's just, I always have so many ideas, right? And I was talking about some of those ideas, and I was just like, you know what, like, I have my life, right? Like, you know, just universe willing, I live a long life, right? And I can do these things. And that's the way that I see it. It's like right now I'm interested in tarot, astrology, and Reiki, being a Reiki master and a sound healer. Those are my things, right? But like as I grow and develop as a person, I may want to transition into some of the other things that I've already started. Like some of them I've already started, or things that I do plan to do, right? But essentially, if I was trying to do all of those right now, like I would get what is that called? Where you like just you're in freeze mode, like because it's like you're trying to do so many things at once, and then your body just shuts down. I forget what it's called, but anyway, so I'm getting the sense here is that you're becoming like which step you're supposed to take, or like which one you're supposed to start with, which idea, okay, that you're supposed to start with is becoming more clear to you now with this hermit energy. Like you've done more soul searching, and I feel like now you're ready to really put in the effort towards this specific goal in your life. Not necessarily saying that your other goals don't matter, but right now it's like you're finding the one that you want to prioritize your energy on. Okay, now additionally, I feel like here with this Jupiter and this Ace of Pentacles, for many of you, this is a new job. New job, new home, new relationship. Definitely seeing all three of those energies in this reading. For some of you, it could be all of them, okay? But I feel like the overall energy of this reading really has more to do with your emotional challenges that you've overcome in order to get into this place of being able to receive the abundance, the soul searching that you've gone through, the removal of blockages, the healing that you've gone through, so that you can just be open. Like you're just open to receiving, like with total like expectation and full abandon. Like just this, I'm ready, I'm open, here it is, like here I am, bring it to me, that kind of energy, right? Like that's what I'm seeing right here. And I feel like in the past you may not have been fully open to that, because perhaps you felt like things needed to be structured a certain way, you know? And we talked yesterday about deconstructing the personality, deconstructing the mind, deconstructing the subconscious, to really get to the root of what your own personal truth is. And Taurus, because of the fact that as a collective, the North Node has been in the first house, this is about the self. And this has been about the self for Taurus as a collective. Like I said, for each individual person, you would want to look at your rising sign and see where you have Taurus in your natal chart, okay, and Scorpio, for what you've been releasing as well, so that you could grow more into the house of that house where you have Taurus, right? Okay, so anyway, but you have this potential here. Definitely, I feel like you're moving away. Like you're moving, Six of Swords, you are moving away under this release from the things that have been interfering with your abundance. May not be blocking fully, okay, but interfering with your abundance. I just keep looking at this water right here. It's like you're in this flow state. Like you're feeling just so much more spiritually aligned. Now we want to look and see what this Seven of Swords is about. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. It does say hope and reflection on it, which I feel like is a really interesting wording for the Seven of Swords, right? Because like I said, I feel like you've been doing some soul searching. And then you have the Page of Wands, which is a card of potential, right? It's igniting the fire. That's the Page of Wands. You know, it's like the Page of Wands is like the one that's gonna go and like light the fire in the bonfire, or I guess maybe even light a candle. But like that's the Page of Wands. It's like getting things started, you know. sparking the spark, I guess is the best way to put that. But I feel like you've been in a soul searching energy. You've been really reflecting, like, what in the heck have I allowed to keep me from believing that things are just gonna come freaking easily to me? Because I gotta be honest with you, like, I've seen it in the Taurus readings, and I've also known this about myself. Like, I really did used to believe that things always had to be hard. That, like, I thought being a single mom was hard. I thought my life was hard. I just thought that everything was always just supposed to be hard. And I've had to really change that narrative. Like, I really have. And sometimes I fall back. Like, sometimes I'll be like, man, being a mom is so hard. And then I will just, like, flip it. Immediately, I flip it. No, it's not. It's easy. It's easy. I've got this. Because the fact of the matter is that life is always going to throw us curveballs and challenges. That does not mean that it has to be hard. Like, because that basically is you saying to yourself that you don't believe that you're capable enough to get through it with ease. I mean, sit on that for a second, right? Like, truly. And so I feel like there has been a part of you on a subconscious level that has felt like manifesting is hard because of the delays and because whatever, maybe the confusion that you've had, not fully knowing what you want, and it's been hard, and you've been like, where are these things? I've been working so hard to manifest them, right? And now I feel like you're moving into this energy of just, I just literally expect it to happen. Like, I just know, like, I'm gonna sit back. And that doesn't mean that you're not taking action, right? Like, you think about the magician. The magician isn't just sitting around working his magic. I mean, he's using his tools and he's making his magic. And so it's like you're just, it's basically you co-creating with your manifestations, like, or with the universe to create your manifestations or to make magic. But I feel like it's like once you do that, you know, you take those action steps, right? Then you just sit back and you receive. You just receive. Like, you're just, this person is just like soaking in the rays of the sun. And I feel like just knowing, like, everything's all good. It's going to work out for me. You know, I have nothing to worry about. And I feel like that is the energy that you were embodying moving forward. Oh my gosh, and look, the Queen of Wands was over here on the bottom of the deck here with this Seven of Swords. See, and that's the thing. I feel like there has been a part of you that has been moving more into Queen of Wands energy, which is Aries energy. I see queens as cardinal signs, so that would be Aries. That's just what I learned whenever I studied tarot. But anyway, so I feel like you're moving into this energy, and this actually came out for you recently too, of just being very bold, being very courageous, like just being more willing to go for things and seeing how they pan out, you know, like not really worrying about like the, I don't want to say the dangers of the risk, because I definitely want you to be safe, like be safe with yourself, right? But it's more just like, you know, just being bold, because you're not going to sit around and like worry about the worst case scenario all the time, and like just always focusing on like the problem at hand, and, you know, just being worried, just being in a worry state, right? And in that time when you're just in that worry state, it's like you are sort of denying yourself of your own power, right? To get through things, or to overcome things, or to attract things, right? And so anyway, I feel like you're moving more into this this fiery energy of just making stuff happen and just going after things and believing in yourself and just being really freaking confident. I don't know if any of these flipped over. These cards can be kind of hard to shuffle sometimes. Well, I guess it was the Temperance card with the 9 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, again, this is Sagittarius energy, but this is all fire right here. I feel like ultimately what is being put to death is how you've denied yourself of your own firepower, of your own potential. And now you're actually getting to be in that energy. You are calling it in. You are owning it. And you are receiving the abundance of the universe. So that's what I have for you. If you are looking for a personal session with me, you can book in the description box below. I have my scheduler. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. And I will see you next time. Bye.